everyone, this is Sarah. Welcome to the Elemental Indigo weekly oracle card reading. This week we're using the Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine, and this is for the week commencing 30th of September. I don't know where September has gone, but it has gone, so there we go. And as you can see, it's not very bright this morning, it's quite dark today, so I apologise for the lighting. I'll take this away and then we'll find out what guidance we need to know for this week. Look, there's a card there that's facing the wrong way. I'll just put that back into the deck. And that's from me playing around with them yesterday. I've not put them back in properly, so I'll give them a good shuffle and find out what guidance the angels are going to give us. And everyone watching this video for the week ahead. So Monday, Tuesday. It's a bit more difficult to shuffle this deck because there's 78 cards, so they're quite a handful. Wednesday, Thursday. Keep just having to put them, slam them back down on the table. Ugh, okay. That's Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Awesome. So, Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so the card is Release, which is Archangel Azrael. And this card says on the bottom, the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. So, we had the equinox recently, and since that sort of marked an end period, or the end of a cycle, should I say, for a lot of people in their lives, and sort of coming into a new cycle, as quite often equinoxes do. So this card can be representing that for you. You may have come to the end of something in your life, whether it's the end of a career or a relationship or a place of living. But it's reminding you sort of that everything is in cycles, and one thing will end, but something else is just beginning. So it's time to move on from and let go from the old and move into the new cycle. Now, moving into a new cycle can be easier in some situations than others. You know, you might be, if you're moving into a new cycle when it comes to somewhere to live, you know, and you're moving somewhere new, that's probably going to be easier depending on how you felt about your old place. There's all the excitement of moving somewhere new. Whereas if it's something like the end of a relationship, that's going to be a bit more difficult to deal with. So don't forget to take, you can, you know, take sort of a period to, if you need to grieve from the end of the situation. It's completely fine to, you know, if you need to take that time to grieve, then you should, just for what's lost. But obviously then you've got this point of, there is positive changes ahead, you know, it happened for a reason, and don't get stuck on regrets and what might have been, things like that. Take the time to grieve, but remember there is always a new cycle to come and something positive happening. So Archangel Azrael is a good angel to call on when you do, you know, when you are grieving and maybe you think, okay, now it is time to move forward. If you're having trouble with that, call on Archangel Azrael, and he's one of the angels who will help you move forward and sort of face your fears and let go of the stuff that's now no longer serving you in the past. So we'll troop on into the rest of the week. Page of Water. Okay, so Page of Water. These cards have characteristics on of somebody who might be in your life at this time, or situations which are in the bottom of the card. So the qualities from the Page of Water, if you see him or her in your life, are that intuitive, sensitive, artistic and friendly. So if you can think of anybody like that in your life, this person might be important middle week. If not, the situations say a new person enters your life, a relationship begins a new phase, heightened psychic abilities. So we could see that's linking in with the first one when we're talking about the end of a phase, and then a relationship begins a new phase. So there's an obvious link here this week to relationships, perhaps more than anything else, whether that's romantic relationships or family relationships or even business relationships. Somebody new entering your life. So this person, people or situation seems to be working, I mean the card's water, so it seems to be on sort of an emotional level here. So it could well be either a personal relationship or a friendship, as it's on a sort of more emotional level. And with the two cards saying about spiritual transformation and heightened psychic abilities, there's more of sort of listening, you know, the concept of listening to your intuition and your guts coming up again, as it often does with most things, because that's easiestly far and away your best sort of guide to nearly most every situation. So the more you learn and work and develop your intuition, listening to it and taking notice of it, then the more it can guide you through pretty much most situations in your life. So, oops, I'll look at the weekend. Okay, that's, I don't know if you can see because of the reflection on the card, but that's 6 of air. And as per usual, where you always see unicorns, there's one in a boat. There you go. This unicorn is in a boat. And he says, things are looking up. The end of a difficult situation. Taking a trip. So, that's good. Going into the weekend. So, I say the end of this phase here, we've perhaps sort of, you know, got through this transition period of the end of the old one, but quite quickly we've got into this sort of new phase or new situation, meeting a new person or people, and the sort of difficult end phase of the old situation seems to have cleared up by the weekend. Yes, so I feel like I got kind of drawn to the water on the cards. I mean, here midweek, you know, we've got, this is like the sea, so there's a hell of a lot of water, you know, it's representing the emotions, so we might be feeling quite more emotional midweek, and by the end of the week, things are looking up, the worst is over, we're now moving forward. We've still got the emotions represented by water, but it's not as deep and as chaotic as it was here. And this unicorn is on his boat and he's flowing down, so it maybe sort of emotions are, you know, not out of control by the weekend. Things have calmed down a bit, we feel more in our flow because we've listened to our intuition as well. So all in all, it's a good week of change, moving from the old to the new, but ultimately moving, changing, growing in a positive way. So something better's coming. The winds of change are blowing, as the last card reminds us. So have a great week, take it easy, and I will see you next week.